Have you ever felt pressured to do something you knew was wrong? Imagine that pressure cranked up to 1,000 degrees. Today, we are diving into one of the most intense stories of courage and faith ever told, the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, from the book of Daniel. So picture this. Ancient Babylon, a land ruled by the all-powerful king Nebuchadnezzar. This king was known for his grand gestures, and one day he outdid himself. He built a colossal golden statue, standing 90 feet tall and 9 feet wide. It was a shimmering spectacle, a monument to his own power. He then issued a decree when the royal orchestra played the horns, the flutes, the lyres, all of it, every single person in the kingdom had to fall down and worship this golden image. And the penalty for disobedience, being thrown into a blazing, fiery furnace. Talk about high stakes. The music blared, and just as commanded, the vast crowds fell to their knees, a sea of people bowing in unison. But amidst this scene of total submission, 3 figures remained standing tall. Their names were Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These were 3 young Hebrew men who had been brought to Babylon and served in the king's court. But more importantly, they were devout followers of God. Their faith was unwavering, and they knew that the first commandment was to have no other gods. Worshipping a golden statue, no matter how magnificent, was a line they would not cross. It didn't take long for some of the king's advisors to notice their defiance. Eager to score points with the king and perhaps a little jealous of these young men's positions, they rushed to Nebuchadnezzar. "O king, live forever," they began. "You made a decree that everyone should bow to the golden statue, but there are some Jews, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who pay no attention to you, O king. They neither serve your gods nor worship the golden image you have set up." You can just imagine the king's reaction. He went from regal to enraged in a split second. His face twisted with fury. How dare they defy him? He immediately summoned the 3 men. Standing before the fuming monarch, they must have felt the weight of the entire empire on their shoulders. Nebuchadnezzar gave them one last chance. "Is it true?" he demanded. "I'll give you one more opportunity. When the music plays, if you bow, all will be forgiven. But if you do not, you will be thrown at once into a blazing furnace. Then what God will be able to rescue you from my hand?" It was the ultimate test. Their lives hung in the balance. But what Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego said next is one of the most powerful declarations of faith in history. They looked the king straight in the eye and said, "O Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will rescue us from your majesty's hand. But even if he does not, we want you to know, your majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up. But even if he does not, let that sink in. Their faith wasn't conditional. It wasn't transactional. They weren't saying, we'll be faithful because we know God will save us. They were saying, we will be faithful, period, regardless of the outcome. This response sent Nebuchadnezzar over the edge. He was so consumed with rage that his very appearance changed. He ordered the furnace to be heated 7 times hotter than usual. The flames grew so intense that they killed the very soldiers who were tasked with throwing the 3 men bound and fully clothed. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were cast into the heart of the inferno. From a human perspective, this was a death sentence. There was no way to survive that kind of heat. The story should have ended right there, but it didn't. The king, peering into the furnace, leaped to his feet in utter astonishment. His face went from rage to sheer disbelief. He turned to his advisors and stammered, "Weren't there 3 men that we tied up and threw into the fire?" They replied, "Certainly, Your Majesty." The king then shouted, "Look, I see 4 men walking around in the fire, unbound and unharmed, and the 4th looks like a son of the gods." Inside the roaring furnace, a miracle was unfolding. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were not just surviving, they were walking freely. And they were not alone. A 4th figure, described as shining and divine, was with them in the flames. God hadn't just saved them from the fire, He had joined them in it. Nebuchadnezzar rushed to the opening of the furnace and called out, "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out. Come here." And so they did. They walked out of the furnace as a massive crowd of officials gathered around to witness the impossible. They examined the men from head to toe. Not a single hair on their heads was singed. Their robes were not scorched. There wasn't even the smell of smoke on them. They had walked through the fire and came out completely untouched. In that moment, the powerful King Nebuchadnezzar was humbled. He declared, "Praise be to the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel and rescued his servants." They trusted in him and defied the king's command and were willing to give up their lives rather than serve or worship any god except their own God. Therefore, I decree that the people of any nation or language who say anything against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego be cut into pieces and their houses be turned into piles of rubble, for no other God can save in this way. And the king promoted the 3 young men to even higher positions in the province of Babylon. This incredible story isn't just about a historical event. It's a timeless lesson for all of us. It teaches us about the power of unwavering faith in the face of immense pressure. It shows us that true courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting on your convictions despite your fear. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego's story reminds us that sometimes our faith will be tested in the fiery furnaces of life, whether that's peer pressure, workplace ethics, personal trials, or standing up for what is right when it's unpopular. And the most beautiful part of this story is the 4th man in the fire.